how your boy Snoop used to do it, like this, that, and this, and that. We in the house. My man called the meeting. Capital J, Jameson, he called, he sent out the bat signal. I responded. My man Ryan, he found a way to get the day. Oh, you got the day off? Or are you going in later?
When I first responded, I just was too busy to be pulling up all the scheduling apps that I had to figure out the answer to this. But I'm working at night, so.
He made it happen. I'm getting goosebumps.
Hey.
I got the. Well, you really can't see. My camera's not really super duper HD, but I'm amped up because we got the squad in the house. Did we figure out 51?
It's the debate to start out the day.
Go ahead, do it. I'm gonna
Just
let you
jump into it.
We got two experts over here.
I
Who's
brought
51?
in the two lesser ones, not like just off the top of my head. I thought of Gerard Mayo and Bernie Williams, and then I was easily trumped by.
I don't know if you were trumped or not, because I texted my boy Brennan, who I've been trying to get on here, co-host
Yes.
the Touch and Tips. Shout out to
Yeah,
my joint
shout
going
out to
on.
Touch and Tips. That's my man's podcast. Every Thursday, right? Y'all do the thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm talking to him. I just texted him for reference. I go, "Who's 51 that pops up in your head?" And he right away comes back at me with Randy Johnson.
Ooh.
And I was like, "Ooh."
The big unit.
But in
Pause.
my head, being a Patriots homer, I was like Gerard Mayo all day.
Mayo,
You know
no,
what I
you
mean? So
can't
I
do
started
that.
trying to think of like Gerard Mayo recaps to back this up.
Yeah.
But then obviously my boy came in with the heat with Randy Johnson. And in further talking about this, we got into how Ichiro is also 51.
Ooh. But he ain't Randy. Come on,
I
Daddy.
don't know, dude. Look at
Suzuki.
Ichiro. Look at Ichiro's
Won
numbers.
rookie and
Ichiro's the
MVP.
man.
He
his
was
rookie
that
year.
dude. He was.
And then you play into further to the debate of Bernie Williams being 51 that
was
Jameson brought up.
Who was essential to the Yankees dynasty.
And he pushed Randy Johnson from being 51 his entire career to being 41 when he came to New York. So, I don't know.
You guys are making it hard in here.
We gotta.
Would it have been vice versa if Bernie Williams left the Yankees to join the Diamondbacks or something?
I think so. I think maybe. Well, I don't know.
All right, who
That's
did Randy
the-
Johnson? He was with
He was
with
with
Arizona.
the Mariners.
Mariners.
And then I'd say his best career years were with Arizona. He was
Yeah.
insane there. And then I think he threw a no-hitter with the Braves, I want to say. Like, at the end of his career, he was still really
Suzuki.
good.
Rockies? Was it Rocky? Who's Suzuki?
Mariners.
Mariners? His
Yeah.
whole career.
He played for
Florida
the Yankees after that, too.
and Florida Marlins. Or Miami Marlins, whatever they were at that
So
point.
what we gonna do? I'm leaving. You
I'm
guys are
leaving-
the experts.
I see. You
guys are experts.
I think we should end the show with a summation of this.
What do you
and
mean?
We'll continue.
Summation.
We'll
That's not in my vocabulary. What does that mean?
Yo, that's one of the best Kobe quotes ever. They ask him some question with a big word, and he goes, "I didn't go to college. I don't know what that word means."
They didn't teach me that at lower
He
Maryland.
clearly knows what that
Yeah,
word
he
means.
does. He's just being
Yeah, he
facetious.
speaks Italian.
Motherfucker dropping facetious on me. Get out of here.
But we're gonna have a co. Is it co today?
I don't know. I think we gotta leave. We're gonna take.
Suzuki.
Sometimes we're gonna take a
Should we
break.
tease it and come back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where it's still up for debate. We got to do some looking
But
here.
like I said, we got some decent topics to talk about. Like I said, my man put out the bat signal. We're gonna take a quick break. Should we come back and jump into the UFC?
No, let's jump into NBA. Let's
Because
start.
I feel like if
Jay,
we
I
go
think-
to NBA, we're not coming back.
All right.
Do you understand what
We
I'm
can
trying to
start
say?
with UFC. We can start
That's
with
my
UFC.
whole
All
point.
right, that's fair,
If we
that's fair.
go to the NBA, we're going to the land of beyond.
Yeah.
We ain't
And
never
a little-
coming back.
And maybe a little NFL too.
Okay, we'll
Sprinkle
dabble.
in.
We'll save because around here we save the best for last. Comeback Kings, episode 51.
And let's start off talking a little UFC 302.
Educate me, brother.
Pay-per-view card taking place in Newark, New Jersey.
Newark.
Yes.
Is that like a first time for that area?
No, they have some. They've had
They
some
had
fights.
events there?
Yeah,
Alright.
they've had some fights there before.
Boom.
We got a pretty solid card though. Start off with the the creme de la creme, the lightweight titles on the line.
Yes.
Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier.
How do you say his last name?
Makhachev.
Makhachev?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess Poirier can go Poirier or Poirier.
Poirier.
He's from New Orleans, so you can go as French as you want or as
French,
less as
yeah. Huge French down there, but go ahead, do your dance.
So Islam Makhachev has been dominating the lightweight division for a few years now.
Yes.
And people can say he hasn't really fought a lightweight yet because he's fought Alexander Volkanovski twice. Once could be argued that Volkanovski won that fight. It was very close.
Yes.
I actually had Volkanovski winning from me watching it, and then when I watched it again. And then he fought him a second time on short notice, and Volkanovski wasn't in the same physical shape as he was and got head kick KO'd.
Boom.
So, unfortunate. So, this is the first time that...
How many losses does this... Is the what's his name?
Makhachev. He only has one.
Really?
He had one very, very early on in his career. I forgot who it was.
That is that rare in this...
I mean, besides his... Khabib Nurmagomedov, who finished 29-0, he's like his mentor.
Yeah, there's nobody that like everybody I see has blemishes on their resume.
John Jones has one loss, but
Yeah.
kind of is technically
And that's
undefeated.
debatable, too.
Yeah, he should be undefeated. And then Sean O'Malley has one loss.
Wow.
So it's rare. Like,
Yeah, that's rare in this,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about the UFC. But go ahead.
So Makhachev, excellent fighter. This is a good test, though, because Dustin Poirier, coming off of a huge win over Benoit Saint-Denis of France, who was like rising hard through the lightweight division.
Yeah, he was smoking them.
He was KOing
Pause.
everyone, destroying everyone.
Yeah.
And Poirier was a 2-1 underdog, essentially, and came through after Benoit gave him everything he could handle in the first round. Poirier came back and knocked him out in the second round, and it was impressive. Poirier's got some of the best boxing in the UFC. It's incredible. Yeah. And say what you will, Benoit Saint-Denis did have staph infection. He had a huge mark on his forehead from it. So was he 100%? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into this. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and this is gonna fall in line when we start talking about NBA, nobody cares about injuries. Yet you can't go back and be like, "Well, he was hurt." Like it's part of it. It's part of it. It's part of it.
But
baby.
I gotta mention it. I gotta mention it's there. I gotta
you.
mention it's there because I'm like,
Yeah.
in the fight game, you never know how anything can go, and staph infections, no joke. So, regardless, Poirier won, was able to beat him, and Justin Gaethje was in line to have this title shot at lightweight against Makhachev.
All right.
But at UFC 300, decided to fight for the BMF title, Bad Motherfucker title, against Max Holloway in one of the most exciting fights I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Gaethje got destroyed by Holloway and essentially lost his title shot. And Poirier, right place, right time, beating Saint Denis, getting a quick title shot in Newark, and here we are. And it's an interesting fight.
All right, so who you got winning? Who you got winning, baby? Come on,
As
Daddy.
much as I would love to say Poirier wins this fight, I can't see it. Because Makhachev is just too good on the ground. And I just see him bullying him up against the cage and then essentially taking him to the ground, beating him up there. Whether he submits him or ground and pounds him one way or another, he's going to exact his dominance there. So
Wow.
that's how I see it. Maybe round 2, round 3 KO, like a TKO, maybe like a rear naked choke. And Poirier has it's become a joke at this point, but he goes for a guillotine at all costs. And the problem is when you do that, if you don't get it,
You're risking, yeah.
you get on your back, and then
Boom, you're
you give up
risking
your
it.
back, and the
Yeah,
guy's on top of
he's
you,
on
and
you.
he's in total control. And a guy like Makhachev doesn't give that position away.
So you're giving it to the other cat, not even Poirier.
I can't do it. Not right. Yeah, I have to go Makhachev.
He's gonna have to catch him with something.
He's gonna have to piece him up on the
like,
feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what else on this card is even is like appetizing to you.
super.
We'll do one more.
We'll do one more.
Yeah,
All right. I know.
'cause-
I went. I know.
Yeah.
Well, this other fight's amazing.
Who
It's
is it?
Sean Strickland versus
And
Paulo
Paulo
Costa
Okay.
at the 185 middleweight. Sean Strickland, formerly the champ at 185, lost a very close fight to Dricus du Plessis in Toronto at the earlier. I think it was in January by I think it was split. He lost split decision. It was a very close fight. Could have gone either way. There's no robbery. I think Dricus won the fight, so it is what it is. This is his first fight back, facing Paulo Costa, who is a monster.
Yeah.
He's the biggest 185-pound person you'll see in the division.
I feel like there's I'm looking at it. Why does he only have 4? He had 17 fights, and the other guy's like close to 30 something.
Yeah, because that's a good question. Paulo started a little bit later in his career with it, and Strickland he's like the number one sparring guy out there. He can spar for like 4 hours if you really want. He can spar for 10 rounds. His cardio is insane. So, but luckily for Costa, this is a 3-round fight. So that favors Costa. If it was a 5-round fight, this favors Strickland 100% because of the endurance and the being able to just thrive. And this isn't going to be on the ground. They're both going to stay on the feet. They both love to stand and strike. So,
Yeah. Who you got winning?
I think right now, Costa's got the power. Strickland's got the accumulation. I'm gonna lean Sean Strickland to win by decision. I think he's
So you
gonna
think it's
outlast
going
him.
the whole way?
I think it's gonna go all 3 rounds.
And you're saying that they're not ground and pound, so nobody's gonna catch anybody?
No one's.
Why they're standing and beefing?
Well, that's the only way it's gonna go to the ground is if someone gets gets dropped on the feet.
Okay.
Like there's gonna be no submissions on the ground. There's gonna be no wrestling, no takedowns.
So you're saying
Neither
it
fighter
goes
fights
the
like that.
distance.
Yeah, they're both gonna stand and trade.
Strickland's like my favorite guy to watch.
Dude, he
Like,
speaks his mind. I'll give him
he's
that.
he's a wild man.
Yeah.
They're both 33. I'm looking at it. They're even. I see the reach is a slight difference. That's it.
Yeah. I could see Costa winning the first round because he's going to be fresh. He's going to be throwing haymakers, throwing bombs, and Strickland's going to have to be on the defense more. But once Costa starts to tire out a bit, I think that's where Strickland starts to pump up the volume and take over rounds 2 and 3 and probably win 29-28 by decision.
Yo, we talking UFC over here, baby.
Love it. I love it.
I'm getting schooled over here. I might have to check it out. Here's the thing. And a quick segue. I know Ryan he might get a little, but I'm starting to watch UFC and the WNBA like I never did before. You know what I'm saying? We educating people around here. But speaking of WNBA, we're going to come back on the back end. We're going to jump into that and talk about the NBA also. Yo, thanks for the knowledge, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
UFC is great.
Comeback Kings, episode 51. Still up for debate. You might have to let us know.
We back, Comeback Kings, episode 51. Trying to figure out a way to talk some NFL without worrying about these kickers causing all this trouble lately. And I would like to kick something out there that has me fired up.
Kick it!
Kick it. It's making me lose sleep at night.
No, it's not.
It is. It
Alright,
is because I wrote this in my
Alright, that's what
iPhone
we
notes
want.
at
Do
like
your notes.
1 o'clock at night because it was keeping me up.
All right, go ahead.
I can verify. I saw the notes.
If you think that Travis Kelce is a better all-time guy than Rob fucking Gronkowski, you are out of your mind.
Am I out of
You
my
are
mind?
out of your mind.
Am I
And
out of my mind?
I will tie in a previous note to this about how you say injuries don't dictate
Am I
things,
out of
right?
my mind?
Injuries don't dictate things.
Go ahead.
Rob Gronkowski's injury history probably dictates that Tom Brady doesn't have 2 more Super Bowl rings.
Probably.
Probably.
No.
At least one.
Really? That's what we're doing?
At least one. Gronkowski
Why
blocks.
does it always come back to that?
It's not. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you about the stats that don't show up in the sheet.
Do you think?
Show me Travis Kelce. Show me a highlight reel of Travis Kelce run blocking in the NFL. And I feel like we had this talk last time. Who's the dude that refused to turn his cell phone on silent? Shout out to you. All I can hear are your text messages going off when I rewatch the episode.
We have.
But like the rebuttal to this was like, people care about that? People care about this? Like, the guys in the locker room care about this. Like, Travis Kelce is a glorified wide receiver.
He's a slot receiver.
He's just a bigger Wes Welker. And he's got the best, like, freelancing quarterback to ever exist in Patrick Mahomes. They're a great team together. They're kind of like, I feel, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. If they weren't on the same team, they wouldn't be as great individually without each other. And I'm tired of this. I have no stats to back this up. Is it not
even close? You're talking like it's not even close. You're talking like Gronk's here and Kelce's here.
Yeah, because like it's essentially like if you want to compare it to like like an NBA stat, like Kelce is a guard that doesn't play defense. He doesn't do anything. Show me other touchdowns that have happened because Kelce is show me Travis Kelce knocking Terrell Suggs on his ass and then going out and making the play. Show me all that stuff. Show me all that stuff that's on the other flip side of tight end in the NFL. Not this glitter boy, glorified.
The crazy thing is people don't even realize that Rob Gronkowski could be a starting right tackle in the NFL because of how good he run blocks.
Yeah, we're not playing horseshoes, people. You have to keep in mind that Kelce is still playing at an elite level. And at the end of the day, they're not keeping blocking stats. They're just not. They're keeping.
Has Travis Kelce ever lost the season because he was in there blocking for a field goal? Travis Kelce stays fresh because he doesn't do all the things that Rob Gronkowski does.
Okay.
He's not the most well-rounded, best tight end ever, if you ask me. He's only an offensive component to the game. He's not doing all the things behind the scenes. All he's doing is accumulating the stats that everybody wants to point to and say, "Oh, he's surpassed Rob."
I am rocking with you 100%. Yeah. But how do you feel about Jerry Rice? Same kind of thing, man. If anything, you'll make the argument that Kelce is smarter. If you want to, like Gronk, he was kind of detrimental to himself by being that way.
No way, dude. There's legendary stories about how much of a savant Rob Gronkowski is about offensive football and where you need to be. Like, he's legendary.
I'm saying by him playing the way that he's playing and how they were utilizing him, it caused more injuries for him. Like, the Kansas City offense, they don't need Travis to be like Gronk. They just don't. Let's keep it a buck. And if you want to argue, like, him, however he plays, however he is, he's still playing. Tell me, in your mind, in your heart, you don't think Gronk should still be playing? He should.
I do think he should still be playing.
And the reason why he's not is why?
Because he's too beat up from all the injuries throughout his career.
Be honest. So,
and I don't think he has anything else to prove, too.
And here's the argument.
So let's put it. He left it all out there on the field for his teammates when he was in there, too.
Okay, I'm rocking with you.
Yeah,
that
the Bernard Pollard hit where it was so dirty and he still limped it out in the Super Bowl.
When you look at a sport, there are those kind of players and there are these kind of players. I'm rocking with you. He would have gave his shirt for the guy next to him. But you still got to be smart about it. It's the Floyd Mayweather thing.
How about the MJ thing? How about the MJ thing? When you start debating MJ, right, and you really get into it, what really starts coming up to win that argument? It's all of those defensive titles that he has.
I am agreeing with you, but so everybody's not MJ. They're just not.
Other person is.
Yeah. So you find your lane. This is Travis Kelce's lane.
But you brought up one thing. You brought up the Jerry Rice thing that I think is interesting, so I can kind of make this parallel.
Go ahead.
So I could argue Jerry Rice had a long, great career.
And why?
Because he didn't really get injured. He stayed healthy. Didn't take big hits.
He even admitted it. He goes, I went. Deion Sanders, same thing. I went down.
St. Louis receivers did it too. The Colts receivers did it too with Manning.
I didn't take unnecessary punch. Gronk Here's the thing. This is why we're debating it, because it shouldn't even be a question with Gronk.
But here's,
it shouldn't be.
But here's the Jerry Rice thing. So Jerry Rice could be the greatest wide receiver ever.
Boom.
But I think the greatest wide receiver prime-wise, like 3-year stretch, is Randy Moss. Wow. And I could do the same thing with Kelsey and Gronk. Gronk's prime is light years better than Kelsey's prime. It's like not even close.
Moss block?
No, but it's wide receivers.
Unnecessary punishment.
But why?
Wide receivers aren't blocking on the same level.
Everybody
though.
that's really listening right now.
Yes.
Look at all these wide receivers' names that we're bringing up in the same sentence with Travis Kelce. Look at all these wide receivers that we are talking about in the same sentence with Travis Kelce. We've said Gronk one time in the last 20 seconds and nothing but receivers. Like, I'm not asking a receiver to go out there and do that. I'm talking about a tight end.
I'm
like,
not
the tight end in the locker room is one of the most unglorified positions. They have to know all of the offense. They have to know all of the line. They have to know everything. They put their bodies out there.
Chip blocking,
they do
things of that nature, schemes.
Like, I fuck with tight ends. Like, that's why I'm so fired up about this.
You're a blue-collar football guy.
Yeah.
You can diagnose a play by what the
tell
tight
me
end
that
does.
some glitter boy that went on a dating show.
No, but you're hating on Kelsey though. A little bit.
The only reason bro, Travis Kelce's on my dynasty team. I enjoy.
That don't mean nothing.
Yes, it does, because if you know how I draft, I only want guys on my team that make my watching them on Sundays enjoyable to me. You know what I mean? Like, in all other categories,
I just
Travis
did a dynasty
Kelce
draft too. That's funny.
gets mad love from me. But him versus Gronk, and this isn't even about Travis Kelce. This is about no, it's not. It's not. It's about you idiots. You idiots that rank him higher than Gronk. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
About you guys being idiots. It's not about Travis Kelce and what he's doing. It's about you being the schmuck that I need to take to dinner with me about who's the most out there with their opinions on this.
Oh,
that's what it's about.
Jameson,
and I'm tired of you clowns. I'm going to buy you some white makeup and paint you up.
So essentially, they both play the same position, but they play a completely different position.
Who?
Kelsey and Gronk.
Okay.
Because
the voice of reasoning is speaking.
Because I'll give you another example. How similar are Kyle Pitts and George Kittle? They play the same position. They are nothing alike.
Okay.
Kyle Pitts is essentially the Travis Kelce slot receiver role for the Falcons, and George Kittle is the I do everything at an elite level. I can block if you need me to block. If our tackle's struggling, we need to run the ball a bunch. Oh, you need me to go catch 7 passes, get 2 touchdowns? Boom, I can do that too. And coincidentally, Kittle's also had a lot of injuries throughout his career too, unfortunately, like Gronk. But like, he is the closest thing to Gronk I've seen in the last few years. There's no one that... It's so hard to play the tight end position at every part of it exceptionally well. Kittle's the only one that even comes close to Gronk.
So you're saying Gronk played it all around?
Yes, he had no flaws. His only flaw was, I guess, missing games because he was hurt. But even then, he probably came back sooner than he should have on a lot of them and played like at 40% and was still better than like 90% of the tight ends out there.
All right, so but back to my thing.
Also, I got one more thing.
Give me a break.
So let's bring up Travis Kelce's actual play.
Yes.
All right, let's bring up his play. Let's go back and watch the AFC Championship game, Chiefs versus Patriots, and let's watch the 3 drops that he has in that game. One of them's a touchdown, and 2 of them are clutch first downs that they really needed. And then let's go to the Super Bowl, Chiefs versus Bucks. Travis Kelce drops a huge first down in the 3rd quarter on that game, and he drops a touchdown pass. It hits him right in the fucking helmet. It hits him right in the face. Show me some plays of Gronk in the playoffs where a ball that Tom Brady threw at him bounces off his face. Show that to me.
And
Show that to me ever happening.
Gronk is way more clutch than
When
Kelce
you look
as
it up,
well.
you'll
That's
see a
true.
highlight reel of Gronk completing 3rd down conversions, of Gronk making catches that you can only dream about.
With 3 guys on him dragging 3 more
where
yards
there
to
should
make
be
sure.
flags. Like, where's all the flags? Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions turned over by flags than anybody else in the history of the NFL. And Gronk probably has more flags that have never been thrown. Gronk is like Shaq. Nothing gets called on him. Nothing.
I am sensing a little bit of hate here, though.
There's no hate.
But it's a lot of it's
facts.
true.
I'm rocking with you.
Because you can argue the Chiefs have been favored a lot throughout the last few years with favorable calls or lack of holding penalties called on them in the Super Bowl or the playoffs in general.
Even between Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, the drops that they have in those 2 games that I mentioned, that should swing the whole. Like, Brady should have 2 less rings and Mahomes should have 2 more rings. Yeah. So, like, just those 2 guys alone, like, impacted the whole GOAT conversation in 2 games.
Yeah.
And what do you got to say against Rob Gronkowski? He didn't catch some Hail Mary pass in the end zone against the Giants the second time that we lost to him. Like, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen him do in the playoffs.
I feel like this is, but you get fired up.
Because he hears too many people
Is it
saying
comeback
Kelsey's
kings?
better.
This ain't comeback queens.
I'm saying, do the people that debate this, they have no debate, you're saying. There's no debate. None.
There's a debate on, I feel like if
There's
there's a debate
more of a
on
debate than it
how
should
you
be.
agree football should be played, I think.
Okay.
Like, if you think Travis Kelce's the GOAT tight end, then you'll probably agree with putting the flags on a little down the road. If you think Rob Gronkowski's the GOAT tight end, then yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's the football that I watch. Like, the dude laying it all out there, the guy playing hurt, the guy giving it all, the guy inspiring everybody else to be great. That's my guy.
I have mixed opinions with that. We're getting carried away.
Yeah, but
though.
Kelsey's more on the Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates type of tight end, receiving tight end that never blocked.
Yeah.
Gronk does it all, and that's why
And it cost him.
it did. But
It cost him. It cost him.
I mean, he also won a lot too. So I think if he could,
Yeah, like,
if he could rewrite history, I don't think he would. I think he's happy with where it went for his career.
Anyway,
Maybe less injuries.
we gotta bring it
well,
back.
let's. Are we gonna take a break, or are we gonna? Or do you need a transition?
No,
because
it's on you.
we're gonna loop back into basketball, right?
We're
So let's talk about another thing where injuries dictate the goat debate, right? For what, 3 seasons in a row, we look at Kobe potentially being matched up against the Celtics' big 3.
Boom.
In Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, right?
Yeah.
First year, Celtics beat him, right? So
Yep.
everybody that throws dirt on Paul Pierce's name, that's another thing I'll get fired up about. Paul Pierce won Finals MVP against Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Paul Pierce out best guy in the NBA, Kobe Bryant, at one time in his career. So give him his flowers
Paul
for that.
Pierce might be the most underrated player in the last 20 years.
We're gonna get fired up.
Who's underrating?
A lot of people think
Like the media,
A
they
lot
clown
of
on
people
him.
do.
They clown
They
on
just
him.
think he was a guy. They just think he was like I think they think he's Tracy McGrady, and it's like hilarious to me.
Listen, I don't want to cut you off. This isn't the point that I'm trying to make,
sorry.
right?
What's the point?
So that matchup happens 07, 08, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Then the next year comes up, Kobe gets a ring by beating Dwight Howard in the finals. Why does that happen? Because one of the big 3 gets injured in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Garnett
and
had
it's
the
either
knee
Garnett
injury.
or
Garnett
Perkins.
had
I
the
forget
knee.
which
It
one.
was Perk.
Oh no, yeah, that's right.
Perk.
It's one of the 2.
No, Perkins tore his ACL
It
in
was
Game
Perk.
5.
And that starting 5 had never lost a playoff series.
Yeah.
The big 3 with
I'm
Rondo
sick
and
of
Perkins.
having this
So now
conversation.
they go down. So now that leads the way to
Go ahead.
Kobe getting his 4th ring against what you would call not the best opponent that he possibly could have faced off against. And then the next year
Was the
they go
Garnett
through
knee
and they
injury.
beat the Celtics when KG gets hurt.
Yeah.
So now Kobe's got like 2 more rings, or 2 inflated rings, if you will, against teams that lost guys with injuries. You didn't play a team with a full complement of its players. So I'm not saying we should be
I hate
rewriting
doing
history.
this,
I
man.
love Kobe, but injuries do play a part in things, and it is part of the narrative
But nobody
at
cares.
the end of the day.
Nobody cares.
No,
Who cares about that?
average fans that don't watch the games and like appreciate the nuances and the details.
I'm fine with doing this, but we got to do it back the other way for
You
the
have
Celtics
to,
too.
exactly.
And we will. We'll get into
Stop
that.
playing with me,
And we'll-
Daddy. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna keep saying this.
And we're gonna get into it. Don't worry.
Everybody's gonna sit back and be like, "Well, this was the series where X, Y." No, the facts are the facts. They won, you lost. Any sport, especially team sports, next man up. That's it. That's it. That's how we gotta do it.
He does make one good point because the Buccaneers Chiefs Super Bowl, the entire offensive line for the Chiefs was injured, and
Next man up.
so,
Injuries dictate things.
yeah.
Like
So we can say
that's all I'm saying.
Why did Mahomes struggle so bad? That could be a lot of it too.
But since you jumped over to NBA,
yeah,
we gotta jump over to the WNBA, and we're gonna circle back. How you feeling about Caitlyn Jameson? Let me know something. Let me hear something.
let me
I know you
let me
had-
pull up some stats.
You
real
had
quick.
something to say. Go ahead.
So, I feel like she is getting way too much hate. Way too much.
I agree.
It's insane to me.
I agree.
So, obviously the Indiana Fever are off to a slow start.
Slow start.
They're 1-6.
A slow start? How many games are in that league? How many games? I don't know the season.
It's like half of what the NBA. It's like 40. So
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
they're 1-6 right now. And why did Caitlin Clark go number 1 to the Indiana Fever? Because they were the worst team last year.
I hate new people coming in. They don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. School us.
So she's a rookie in this league.
Boom.
Like people think Caitlin Clark's going to be the greatest thing ever for the sport. So, name me one player that came into a league and just dominated everything. It just doesn't happen.
Never did. Never, ever did.
The next level's the next level for a reason. Like,
yes, I'm agreeing with you.
And saying all that,
Go ahead.
like, she's still averaging
12,
15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
And in that league.
And people try to say she doesn't pass. Like,
And in that league, let's keep it a step. I keep telling people, in that league, that is probably top 10, top 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably between 10 and 20.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if someone has more points and rebounds, they don't have the assists. And then if
she
someone has,
is still, and these girls are dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're hating on her, even on her own team.
And the ones hating on her are the ones that are now flying comfortably in first class because of her.
Stop it. Let's stop doing this. And here's what I'm gonna say, because they keep talking about the Angel Reese chick. She's not even, in my mind, half the baller this girl is, in my mind. And I'm also gonna say this. I'm going on record. The Reese chick is through time, it's gonna get more hate than Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark keeps her mouth shut.
She does, and if she does, she talks to her own teammates. She doesn't bitch to the media.
She's not on social media.
Yeah.
Which Angel Reese does.
Yep.
She's not doing all of this. She doesn't cry, which Angel Reese does. I'm telling you, the hate train is coming for the other chick.
Yeah.
We could get into the black-white thing, but I don't think that's gonna be a factor here. Yeah. The one chick your game has to dictate you going to social media, in my mind. If you're gonna be on social media doing all this stuff, make sure you're putting up Caitlin Clark numbers. Well, that's how I feel.
But if you wanna come at her for anything, she has struggled a little bit shooting.
Yes.
Because the defense obviously gets better at the next level. She shot 32% from 3 and 37% overall, which isn't good. For her standards, that isn't good, and in general, that's not too good. But again,
you're playing with the big dogs now,
and they played 7 games,
Yeah, and people. Here's another thing: their draft is probably what month is it? I think it's April or whatever.
Yeah.
The next month they're playing in the post.
They got started quick.
Yeah. They don't mess around.
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
It's always been that way. Soon as they're draft, I want to say it's a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And they're playing the preseason games, and then they're in pro games. There's no buffer.
So she doesn't really have a lot of time to acclimate with the teammates.
There's no buffer. There's none. And I'm not this big, Caitlin Clark. I'm just stating the facts.
And I don't want to jump the gun too much because we're going to talk NBA in a second. But it took Kyrie and Luka a year to gel to where they are now. It doesn't happen in a week or two.
It just does.
Caitlin Clark is coming, and she's
doing her thing.
She's going to be a great thing for the sport.
Cut it out. She's doing her thing.
Absolutely.
I love it. Everybody, pump the brakes. I feel like we just go hard on people, and we want these things out of people right away. Speaking of wanting things out of people right away, you think this is Boston's year?
I don't eat stats anymore, so I'm going to put this away.
Do you think this is... I jumped real quick since we were getting
Can I answer this first?
It's you, baby.
No.
Oh.
I'm going to just keep it simple with the no, and I'm going to say... Now, we talked about injuries earlier. I actually think this is a detriment to the Celtics because we're gonna go through. They beat the Heat in 5.
No Jimmy
Butler for the entire series.
Boom.
They killed him in 4 games. They got smoked in 1 game at home. Then they play the Cavaliers. No Jared Allen starting center, and Donovan Mitchell missed the final 2 games, their best player.
Boom.
Same kind of deal. Got smoked in game 2 at home and pretty much smoked him the other 4 games. And I was saying last night for this current series with the Pacers, this is the first series the Celtics played where it was actually fun to watch, enjoyable. It wasn't boring as shit.
Yes.
But, again, I think the Pacers choked away 3 of those games. 3 of those games, including last night, games 1, 3, and 4.
Who's missing from them, though? They was missing the guy.
Halliburton missed games 3 and 4, aggravating a left hamstring injury that caused him to miss 10 games in the regular season. The ESPN stats info had the Pacers at a 90%, 97%, and 92% chance of winning their games with 3 minutes or less to go in games 1, 3, and 4, and blew all those games. So I want to give the Celtics credit for winning those games, but the Pacers, for example, yesterday's game went the final 3 minutes and 33 seconds without scoring a point. Like, as much as I want to give the Celtics credit for great defense and all that, Pacers just puked all over themselves, unfortunately.
Okay, this is what I'm good. I gotta do this.
All right.
Do you think the Pacers were winning that series full strength against the Celtics?
I mean, looking back on it now, seeing how they choked all these games, I guess not. I thought there was like a 1-3 shot they could.
They're not. Celtics look strong, man. And you're talking to a guy that's not a Celtics guy.
I think Mazzulla has improved his coaching.
It looks to me that they figured something out.
Well, he took Tatum out with 3:54 left in the game.
I don't know what it is.
Which he would have never done before.
They figured something out. Now, is it going to translate into the finals? I don't know. But if Jimmy Bucket was in that series, I still got the Celtics winning.
No, they would have won. They still would have won.
If Donovan Mitchell and whoever was in that series, I still got the Celtics winning. Yeah. They might have went 6 or 7.
But I'll say 2 things real quick.
Go ahead.
Mazzulla has improved as a coach.
They look tough.
Well, because Tatum with 3 minutes and 54 seconds got taken out of the game, and with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left, he used his use it or lose it timeout to get him back in so he could get a rest, get a breathers to be fresh for the final few seconds or final few minutes. And I'll say this. The reason I'm concerned with the Celtics is because I don't really think they've been challenged. And when they face a fully healthy Mavericks team, most likely at the recording of this is Tuesday before Game 4.
I feel like this guy's lurking in the background.
I'm just not sure they're ready.
Nah, I can't rock with you.
And I said offline. I was saying how Kyrie and Luka might be 2 of the best closers in the NBA right now. Like,
I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you that.
I think the only way the Celtics win these games against the Mavericks, they either have to blow them out, or the Mavericks suffer an injury, because they're not going to win a close game against the Mavericks. That's my fear.
Celtics beat them during the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they beat them outright.
I think they played when one of them wasn't again, these are months ago too, so it's like completely different. I think the Mavericks are gelling as a whole defensively. They're a top 5 defensive team now. They weren't that months ago. Like, I think they're gelling collectively as a whole.
But we're talking like this, like the Mavericks series is over. Keep this in mind.
No. Well, no team has ever.
There's a game tonight.
No team has ever dropped a 3-0 lead.
We're being respectful. I want to be respectful, though. Timberwolves are still alive.
Technically,
mathematically, in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Has any team ever come back from 3-0? I don't think there has ever been.
No.
So
Celtics came close last year, but
we're gonna be respectful. But I'm interested to see Kyrie come back to Boston.
He will be booed, and booed beyond belief.
And in my estimation, I hate doing this too, Dallas needs to end that series tonight.
I don't think it matters so much.
I think it does.
Celtics
are chilling. You're chilling right now. You're chilling.
That'll help him with Porzingis to get the rest to come back.
Exactly. No matter
injuries.
What. Yeah. They're chilling right now. They're marinating. What do you think about that? Kyrie coming back to Boston. Go ahead, Ryan. It's on you, baby.
I was gonna say, if Kyrie thought Boston was racist before, get ready. Holy Christ.
He's going to get it.
You think so?
He's going to get it. Oh my God. He's going to make me embarrassed.
I might boo while watching TV at home. I might start booing.
I've never been. I don't think I've ever been as passionate about hating another team
Yeah.
as I was with Alex Rodriguez and the New York Yankees.
Okay.
Yes.
This is I got to take this. My wife never calls me.
All right, do your dance, baby. While he's taking his phone call, what do you think?
He's gonna get relentlessly booed. It's going to be. I don't know how he's gonna handle it, to be honest, because I know it affects him. He hears it. He's admitted that in interviews.
He is that guy. He is that guy.
But he is.
he rises to the occasion.
He is ice
though.
cold in the veins, though. So.
Yeah.
I worry about the Celtics because they're a 500 team at home under Joe Mazzulla, and this is a real test. If Porzingis is back, that's huge because that can open up the 3-point shooting
What
more.
is with the Porzingis? What's going on with him? Does anybody
Calf
know?
injury. It's been a month since he injured it.
Let him chill. Here's the thing with him too. You just need him out there. I feel
Space the floor.
exactly.
I mean, and Horford does that too.
but not like Porzingis.
But he's 37.
yeah,
like,
he can't.
needs.
He got miles. He got miles on him.
He can't be playing 40 minutes a game.
Porzingis, and I said this months ago, is the key.
He's the ultimate key because
He's the
7'4", can shoot threes, can space the court,
He's
can
the
do
key.
everything they want on offense.
But that 6 man in Boston is real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where else? Where could you equate it to? Maybe playing in New York? I don't know. Where could you equate where the crowd affects maybe players?
I mean, the Knicks this year was amazing, but they haven't really been in this position enough to give
Exactly.
a serious.
I don't know where. Where else? I don't know any place where you're going in and
No,
you're
because
like,
the Heat isn't the same. The Lakers isn't the same.
where you're going in. And
Even
you're
the Bulls
like,
in the 90s, it was
No.
good, but it wasn't this.
It's not. It's.
You know what I
and-
compare it to?
What?
Late 80s Boston.
Yeah. No, and here's what I'm gonna say. It's never went away.
No.
They just probably never had really a team to really cheer for or whatever. You coming into Boston?
And Boston's hungry too because we've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals now 7 of the last 9 years
That is a real
without winning a
thing.
title. So
That's
now,
a real thing.
and now if we don't win a title, heads. I asked a what if question to my friend last night. I said, like, worst case scenario, what if the Mavericks, if they make it through the series against the Timberwolves,
Yeah.
what if they sweep the Celtics in the finals? Would Coach Mazzulla get fired? Would Joe Mazzulla get fired? And he said, doubt it. And I'm like, how can you say that?
No.
How can you say that? I'm
Well,
like,
you'd have to do percentages.
yeah.
What's the percentage on him getting fired?
Brad Stevens doesn't seem like a guy to make drastic moves like that. So I would think he probably doesn't. I'd probably say 25%, 30%.
Saying that he doesn't or does?
That he would. I'd say 70% that he doesn't.
So he's
If
70% he's safe.
Even if they get swept, because
Are they getting swept?
no. But I'm just saying, like, worst case scenario, no shot.
Okay. We're getting carried away.
I know. It was a what if thing from
Okay.
last night. Yeah.
What do you see happening? Let's be honest. It's probably gonna be Dallas Celtics. What do you see happening? What do you see happening?
Dallas in 6.
What are you saying? Dallas in 6?
Honestly, I was trying to find a way to weave this in before I had to take that call.
Nah, go ahead.
But
Do your dance.
this Dallas team almost reminds me of the last time Dallas won the chip.
With
Because it's
Nowinski.
like they're hitting on like all cylinders. They're playing as a team.
They're rolling.
And now they're rolling, and now they're gonna go play a team. And that Dallas team, if you look at who they took out to get there, they took out Kobe. I forget the other two teams, but it's
took
like a
out some big
solid.
dogs.
It's a
I think did they
solid.
take out the Spurs too.
Yeah.
I think so. Like it's a
then they
solid
took-
resume of teams that of who
But
they took
this
out.
isn't that
But
LeBron team.
but
this
this
Celtics
Celtics
team isn't.
It's not, but this Celtics team reminds me of
they
that
beat
Heat
LeBron.
team, because that Heat team didn't gel in that first year. That was the thing. How long is it going to take? It doesn't all come together at once. When we were talking about Caitlin Clark, it reminded me of this Heat team being notorious for not getting it together in the first season that they all played together.
All the stuff
And
that's
now-
not gelling.
But now we're
Don't
gonna
do that.
We're gonna ask them to reincorporate Porzingis back into the playoff run when we haven't been. There's
What's
just
up
too,
with your man?
I just feel like there's too much new stuff. Like they don't have continuity.
I can't rock with you.
That's what my problem is.
I
That's why I
can't
can't
vibe
back
with
them
you.
and
Well, they
be
do
like,
with Tatum.
Boston
Are you a
is
Celtics fan or
taking this.
not?
Yeah,
Look me in the face and say you are.
I am.
Stop it. Stop it.
They have the continuity with
Stop
Tatum and
it.
Brown. But
This is the problem right here. Ride or die with your squad, man. They're going in. They're gonna handle business.
I would love them to, but I don't.
Stop this, man.
You want
haven't
an
seen
honest
it. I
answer.
haven't
Poor
seen
man
him do it.
mentality.
They haven't won a ring in the last 8 years with
so
Tatum
here's
and Brown.
the thing. Here's what you gotta admit to yourself right now. I'm getting on the soapbox, but you gotta say this right now. If they don't do it now, they're never doing it.
That's a sad.
Is that what you're gonna say? Is that what you're saying right now?
If they don't, how old is Jason Tatum now?
Stop it.
26?
They're
He's
not.
26. It's his time.
They are not
It's his
doing
time.
it if they don't do it
and
right
That's what
now.
I'm saying.
And Brown's 27.
Does the situation? Here's the thing. So we're gonna argue. I'm gonna say this with you. We're gonna argue injuries. Does the path get any cleaner for them? Because next year it's gonna be bully ball again. It's gonna get worse.
That's why I'm saying they have to get it done.
This is the
100%.
time.
Yeah.
So you have to say if you're gonna be like I don't know. If you're gonna be like that, they're not doing it next year or the following year. These teams in the East
I'm
are
not
getting
saying that
tougher.
they are. I've continued
This is the
to
time.
say that there's some kind of issue between the Jays.
No.
Yeah, like the pecking order is not always figured out. There's
Okay,
always
who's the
like
guy-
this like night
Okay,
by night
I'm
thing that
rocking
they
with you.
gotta get to the bottom
Who's the
of.
guy? Who's the guy to you with the Jays? Who's the J?
Tatum.
You're saying Tatum? Who you saying?
It changes on any given night.
I'm saying Brown.
Can we get on a quick side thing with Tatum?
Go ahead.
Too many people shit on Tatum, and he averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds,
shit?
6 assists.
I wanna know
no,
who
no,
it
lot
is.
of boys. A lot
You
of-
listen-
dude,
do you
dude,
listen
dude,
to
dude,
Boston Talk
dude,
Radio, bro?
Everyone,
Like, yeah.
my friends,
Who are these people?
everyone, they're like, he doesn't get it done when it matters.
That's just blind hate. Then these guys. No.
No, 'cause
I don't
see-
know.
I think I've heard the narrative more of like, oh, Brown went and took over that game.
He has.
He has, but I don't hear that narrative of like they won because Jason Tatum went and took over that game.
I rock with you
and
on
that's what
that.
everybody
I'll rock
says.
with
Jason
you on
Tatum
that.
is clearly the better basketball player than Brown, but it's
But
like he
Brown
just
is more-
Brown has like that Viking. I'm gonna
Yes,
come fucking
yes.
take it.
I rock with you.
mentality.
Yeah.
Like that's all I want to see. That I need to see that from Jason Tatum before I'm all rah rah.
Yeah.
Like
Do
go
you
hang
need
out with
that from
Kevin
Tatum,
Garnett for a
though?
little bit. Like.
Do you need that from Tatum?
And that's what I'm
if
saying.
Brown
If
is-
Missoula needs to find a way to channel those pass
Yeah.
the right way.
I don't know
And
if he
now
can.
He's going to try to do that, incorporate Porzingis back into it. You're going to have Holiday in foul trouble the whole series from him trying to figure
Guard
out what's going on in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a challenge. Like that's why I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. Like should they handle business? Yeah, they look like the team all season long. All season long, they look like that.
Also true
And
for-
now, as the playoffs play out, they haven't been challenged. We haven't seen them have to do that, and we haven't even seen them playing at full strength. They've been purposefully coasting, right? The narrative is that they put
No.
Porzingis on the bench so he could be healthy when they needed him.
Yes.
So they've been purposefully playing at not full strength. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that throws the whole everything you've been seeing and digesting and reacting off of. You have to remember that they've purposefully not put the full team out on the court.
You
Like,
should be looking at that as a plus,
It-
not a minus.
I'm looking. I don't know. It's a plus and a
But
minus
here's
to me
the
because how quickly are you able to recapture what you did in the first third of the season and put that back together and throw it out there? That's what I'm worried
Think
about.
like that, man.
Here's the other thing too, though. When Porzingis does come back, and I assume he will be ready for Game 1 of the Finals, will he be able to play a full allotment of minutes?
what
Will we only be able to play 15 to 20 minutes? Can he play his usual 30, 32 minutes? That's the thing too.
Who's Porzingis going to come in and neutralize?
Is he gonna?
Gafford, maybe.
I was gonna say
the
like,
Gafford cat, the
or-
cat that
or
Jeffrey.
as
He's
much
has.
as
just
I
going to
love-
be the missing piece on offense.
But you
Like,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
look at the other way.
And
How are they going to stop him?
and we were. I was talking.
true. So who's he going to? So he's going to put their bigs in foul trouble.
So I was talking about this. Like Porzingis makes them lethal offensively, but he has a liability defensively in the pick and roll when they switch everything. Porzingis can't stay with Luka.
Can we all?
Yeah.
Okay. with your argument, can we all agree that Porzingis makes them a better team?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So why, in your mind, would you say, if he comes back, I don't know if... No. If he comes back, they're definitely going to handle business. They're gonna. You have to...
I would love to believe that,
The
but
only thing that worries me is...
let me ask you something.
You know what your
I'm
problem
not even
is?
a Celtics
You know
guy.
what your problem
I'm
is?
not even a Celtics
I'm going to
guy.
tell you what your problem
Go
is.
ahead.
You're not a Red Sox fan. You don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Speaking
know.
of that, my Phillies are in first record in the league, baby.
You don't know the hurt.
I give
And,
it to you.
and you know what I mean?
You.
If you grew up rooting for the Sox, Dave, and the Bruins too, like all these teams have found a
But
way to like
Celtics
get
never
to the
did you
mountaintop
really-
and let the floor leak out, rip your heart out at the
least
same
they've
Mortal
won
Kombat
something.
have the
fatality. Your
Celtics
emotions,
did you
like,
dirty like that, though?
The last 8 years, they probably should have won at
Have
least
they
one.
done you as dirty as the Red Sox have? Have they done you as dirty as the Red Sox have? It's not close.
No,
2022.
most of their
2022 was dirty. They should have won
Yeah,
that.
but Red Sox was
Against-
like
against the
every...
Warriors?
Against the Warriors, they were the favorite. They were the favorite in that series. That was an older Warriors team.
Celtics have never done you like that.
That was a time
Don't
where
do
they could
that.
have done it.
and even when they did
I mean, look at the Warriors now. They can't even make the playoffs 2 years later.
yeah, when you had that run though, they didn't let you down because they didn't get it done. They
Yeah.
let you down because they got hurt.
Boom.
So that's easier to swallow.
Celtics-
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, like Tatum Game 7 last year.
no, I'm talking about like they should have won 3 chips in a row if you're gonna be my team. My team had it all together. Like Pierce, Garnett,
that-
Ray Allen.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
When's the final start? June 6th, 7th? It starts on
I
Thursday.
looked at it. It starts not
The following?
the
Not
following.
the 12th?
No, I think it's the 6th.
6th or 7th?
Yeah.
We're coming back. We're definitely coming back because I want to... I need you guys here because I think the Celtics...
Yo, I'm here every Tuesday. I got
here's
it
the
in my
thing.
schedule.
You're going to see... Because I felt like even watching them in that Indiana series, they do play to the level of their competition. But they're in command of these games in my mind. What I'm seeing.
I mean,
You're looking at them, they are the better team. They just are. Now I'm gonna give you Luka and fucking Kyrie. Who else after them? I don't know.
PJ Washington's become a third star for them,
Celtics-
making every corner
even
three.
Celtics.
There's just so much
The
deeper.
Holiday,
I'll give you that.
Holiday, Tatum, Brown, even the White Cat. He comes alive. Old man Al, Porzingis. It's not even. Kyrie's gonna do his dance. I'm gonna
Who's
keep it a buck
who's
with
the
you.
old dude too?
You know what I'm
Which old
saying?
one?
You got
No,
the
the-
Pritchard,
his name's
Pritchard
something
Cat, Hauser. They have Celtics got firepower. They got weapons. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it in these finals.
I want to bring up one thing about the Mavericks because they have a similar thing. Maxi Kleber, their center that spaces the floor, kind of like Porzingis in a way, has been hurt. He's coming back to the finals as well, so that'll make them even tougher because they have the Gaffer Kleber thing where if you leave him open from 3, he's going to wet threes. So that makes the Mavericks even more dangerous and gives Luka and Kyrie
We're gonna
more
see.
space to work.
We're gonna see.
I feel like Cooper's got me fired up and believing now.
see.
I feel like your point has been heard on my end. I'm ready for
We
a title.
are going
ready to go to
see.
a parade.
Get ready to call in the National Guard. Get ready to call them in. Because Boston's going to be on fire.
I would love it if the Celtics win a title this year,
I'll
but
tell
I have
you.
a lot of doubts.
Here's what I'm going to say too. You're going to look back and in retrospect, I hope I don't eat my words on this. You're going to say, oh yeah, this is what was going on in year 1, 2, and 3 of Tatum. This is what happened with Udoka. All of that
and I was
stuff.
going to say, if Udoka was still there,
Yeah.
they would have already won a title.
Exactly. So when Udoka left, they kind of went. But
They
now,
took a couple steps back, yeah.
But now, I'm telling you.
Hey, we forget that Missoula's like the product of a one-night stand too. Like you're just kind of
Second row
you
Joe.
got stuck with them. Like Udoka messed up at a time where everybody was already hired. You had
Yeah.
no pickings. You kind of had to promote from within. And now this is where you are. Like nobody. It's not like we got rid of Udoka for Missoula. You
Yeah.
know, like nobody ever saw that choice coming. So that's like another adversity I feel like that
Unfortunate,
should be
yeah.
pointed out. Like it's not like the Celtics had it. Like when this all went down, they didn't have a chance to go pick from all the prime coaching free agents.
Yeah.
Like decisions were already made for the year. So
But let me ask this:
Go ahead.
who's gonna stop Luka on the Celtics? Who can honestly cover him.
No, nobody. I don't think anybody can cover either one of those cats, but they can be neutralized.
gonna
I think
that's what-
Holiday can cover Kyrie to an extent because of the defensive tenacity he has and the speed.
Yeah.
And
Brown is going to have to step up on defense, and Tatum is going to have to go and take these games.
They're gonna
that's
be
the only
all right.
way they win is if Tatum
They're gonna be
reaches
all
that
right.
next
They're
level,
gonna
plays
be
like
all
the
right.
top 5 player he's supposed to play like.
Well, did we figure out 51?
Let's
I
wrap
have
it up
my
on
answer.
that.
I have my
What do
answer.
you think, Coop? Lay it on us. What's your
No,
choice?
I'm not the guy.
I have my
I'm not the
answer.
guy in this fight.
We're
It's
going to say,
between
you want to
two.
say it on 3? 1,
One.
2, 3.
Randy Johnson.
The big unit. Is it the big
The
unit?
big
Big
unit.
unit, 6'10".
Episode
And
51.
we made it through the whole series without him, without talking about him exploding that bird.
The bird.
Or how he's like an insanely good photographer now.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
He
I
is
mean,
the
he's
guy.
6'10". He gets all the shots above everyone else.
Yeah.
Yo, everything good with you? Was everything good with the phone call? Everything all
Yeah,
right?
yeah, everything's solid.
All right. I want to thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you. Any last words?
When are you? What day are you available again on your
Thank-
rotating schedule?
Thank you for having me. Actually,
No, thank
I will be
you.
on vacation
Oh.
in a couple weeks, so I can
All right,
come
we'll
here
definitely come
2
back.
weeks on Tuesday. So that will be right during the finals.
We'll definitely
and
come
then I
back.
can make another guest appearance on Touching Tips
Hey,
if you'd like.
shout out to
Yes.
Touch and
Touching
Tips.
That's
go.
what that's is that the name?
Yeah.
Just put it in YouTube and it'll come right up.
Yeah, Touch and Tips.
Yo, make sure you check my man Touching Tips. Any last words? Because I got a last words. Any last words?
No, I'm good.
I had my last word on the Gronk.
I want to say a big happy birthday to my stepfather, Emmett T. Brown. Happy birthday, brother, and happy Father's Day coming up in the future. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you did for me and my family. Thank you, man. Happy birthday. Come back, Kings 51. Randy Johnson in the books. Peace.
Much love.
Much love always. Let's go.